So good afternoon, welcome back everyone. So today's session we will be discussing about what is called tuples and how do tuples different from list and dictionary, right? So we are at this topic called tuples. At the end of this session, at the end of this presentation, we can see some examples on list, dictionary and tuples. So let me tell you what is called tuple and how it is getting different from a list and the other things, right? So a tuple is a sequence of values. You know what is called a list, right? So list is a set of items. Similarly, a tuple is a sequence of list of items as like a list. The difference is the tuple can't be modified, whereas list is mutable. The values which we are created in a list are modifiable, but tuples are immutable. Once a tuples are created which is fixed, which can't be changed or which can't be altered, that is tuple. And to specify explicitly it is a tuple, we will be representing a tuple with parenthesis in the before and the after. So we will use parenthesis to specify it as a tuple. So we use square bracket to represent a list, we use curly braces to represent a dictionary, we use parenthesis to specify it as a tuple. Okay, so next I will just recall the things. So list is a set of items, and we can access the list of we can access the items in the list with respect to index position, whereas a dictionary we will not be able. Dictionary is a collection of items with a label, so which comes with the key value pairs, and whereas dictionary we can't able to access the elements or items in a dictionary with respect to index position. That is not possible with dictionary. So since we are not bothering about the index position, the output whatever that we are getting in a dictionary is a random order. You can't predict the order in which the dictionary prints the output. It can be of any order irrespective in the order in which you are created. Since there is no index position in dictionary, we need not to worry about it, the order in which it is displaying the result. Okay, and you can see a small example of a list over here. It is given at the bottom right, A B C D E, so which is being shown with parenthesis in the before and the after. And next most thing, to create a single element in a list, to create a single element in a tuple, you need to place comma at the end. For example, if I am creating a tuple with a value with a character like A, so T is equal to A, so I need to place a comma at the end. So what happens if I don't place a comma? Why it is so? If I don't place a comma, that will be considered or that will be treated as a string in Python. So once it has taken it as a string, it will not recognize anymore as a tuple in Python. But I want it to be taken as a tuple, right? So since I am creating a tuple, I don't want to take it as a string. I don't want to make this to be as a type of string. So I will be adding this comma at the end to specifically convey that it is a tuple, it is not a string. So I am doing this, right? So if you try with creating an single element in tuple, single element in a tuple without comma at the end, next what you do is and try to know the type of it, but you unless it is having a comma, you will not be getting the type as like a tuple. It will be showing the type as a string, right? So to avoid that, we should use comma at the end. And second thing, using inbuilt function in tuple, you can use a inbuilt function called tuple to create a tuple, right? So next thing is like if an argument is passed as like a list, strings, anything as like a tuples, but as a result you will be getting that as a tuples. It will be displaying a result in terms of tuples. And here you can see t equal to tuple in bracket lupins, right? So once if you print t, it is going to print each and every character from the given string as a tuples, right? And just remember one thing, that tuple will be allowing you to access the element with respect to index position, but it will not allowing you to alter the element with respect to index position. For example, here what I am doing is print t of 0, so that I can get the first index element A, right? If I am trying to modify if I am trying to do like this, for example, print t of 0 is equal to F, or print t of 0 is equal to G, but if you do this, you will be getting an error. The reason is tuple will be allowing you to access an element, but you will not be able to modify the element, whereas a list will be able to access the element, and also it will be helping you to modify the element, but it is not supported in tuples in Python. Okay, just make a note of it. And second, using slice operator. So as I told you, like in slice operator, this we are used in list, this we have used in string. So in slice operator, you will be having a start index position, start position, a start index position, next colon followed by last index position, and you need to specify the position based on that, the trunk value based on that, it will be get trunk, it will be get cut, it will be get sliced. If I cut the values, if I need to cut the values from 1 to 5, I need to specify the start as 1, end as 6, since it will start from 1 and ends with 5. Okay, and here it is shown print t, slicing starts from 1 and ends with 3. It means it starts with 1 index position 1, ends in index position 2. It will not consider index position 3. It is the meaning of it, right? So same slicing, if there is no start value, by default the start index value is 0. If there is no last value, by default the last end value is the last position of the element in a list. Okay, so as I told you, like tuples cannot be modified, whereas what you can do is you can replace one tuple with the other tuple. Here I have created a tuple with the character capital A. It is having only one element called capital A. Since it is a tuple, comma is indicated at the comma is placed at the end of a tuple, plus t1 colon. So it will print the combination of two tuples. I'm going to get this tuple as A and then B, C, D, E from the other tuple, right? So it is how you can replace one tuple with the other tuple. And next one, comparison operator. Like comparison operators we use in other things, like I can compare values of A and B, A less than B, A greater than B. Similarly here also we can use comparison operators, lesser than, greater than, equal, not equal. But the thing is, if I compare two tuples, first tuple is holding two values 1, 2, second tuple is holding values 4, 5, 6, 7. Like first tuple is holding 2 value, second tuple is holding 4 value. Even though it is holding irrespective of number of elements in a tuple, it will be doing its job. It will not be printing an error or result. So it is one thing you need to understand with tuples in Python. For example, let me take, if I have element 1, 2 is my first tuple, second tuple 3, 4. If I compare two tuples like 1, 2 greater than 3, 4, it is, this will be compared respectively. First element in tuple 1 will be compared with first element in tuple 2. Second element tuple 2 will be compared with second element in third 2, irrespectively, right? And for next thing, if my first tuple is holding 4 values, second tuple is holding only 2 values, like first two elements will be compared, whereas third, fourth element will not be compared. Even though the third, fourth element is not compared, if the first two elements returns true, the output will return true. So it will not return an error, or it will not tell you that it is an false, it is an error, even though number of elements in both tuples are unequal. So you can apply comparison operator even both the tuples or even both tuples are unequal. The number of elements in both the tuples are unequal. Also you can make use of this comparison operator. And here we have one more feature called DSU. So DSU, decorate, sort, undecorate. So decorate, sort, undecorate. So decorate, sort, undecorate, what it is doing, right? So decorate, sort, undecorate, decorate, sort, undecorate, DSU. So decorate, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make a list. I'm trying to split the elements of my tuple, and that I'm going to sort it out, right? Then I can sort, then I can undecorate, then I can get the elements, right? So I will show you this in the next example. Okay, so let us take this example. You can see you can see the element, you can see the values, right? So you can see the point, but soft waters lighter than window breaks, right? So this is what where the given line of text. What is the logic here is, for a given line of text you need to split the words. Once after splitting is done, you need to find the length of the words. Once finding the length of the words, so whichever the word is returning higher length, it has to be printed first, and the lower length has to be printed at the last. So it is the logic of this. Okay, so let me tell you how it works. First take the line of text, then split that using a function called split. Then I'm using an append. and I'm using a function called length of word, len of word will get you the length of words. Okay, once if I get the length of words, then I'm using a function called sort. Sort is an inbuilt function in Python, and here the reason of writing sort reverse equal to true, it means it is going to do the sort in reverse order. Once if it is going to do sort in reverse order, I mean it is going to print from reverse order. That is what sort equal to reverse true. Next, as a result, you can see the word which is having the more number of strings is displayed in the first and displayed at the last. Similarly, right? So tuple assignment. So the meaning of this tuple assignment is, for example, if I assign a b equal to 1 to 1 comma 2, x comma y comma z is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3. So the condition to remember is, what I'm trying to do is here look into the first example, m equal to have fun. So m is having two items, have fun. So if I do x comma y is equal to m, x will be having m is having fun. And even if I try to do this like x is equal to m of 0, index position 0, it will get you have, and y is equal to index position m index position 1, it will get you fun. So I mean like the number of values that I can pass on the left hand side for assignment can also be more than 1. So x comma y is equal to m, so that x is having y is having fun. To be clear, if I do something like x comma y is equal to 1 comma 2, so x will be holding 1, y will be holding 2. Same thing if I do x comma y is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3, this will be returning an error. The reason is that you are trying to pass less number of variables, but you are trying to have more number of values. So this can't be get logically worked out, you will be getting an error. So whatever that number of values you are trying to hold, that should be get equal, right? So at the bottom you can see a small simple swap example, a comma b equal to b comma a. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to assign b value to a value to b. I don't want to write a program to do swapping. Just I can do swap directly, a comma b equal to b comma a, using this logic. So next, dictionaries and tuples. Okay, so as I called, a dictionary is having a lot of items that will be represented as key value pairs. So here I have taken a dictionary with the 3 items A, B, C, with 3 key and 3 values A, B, C. Let me treat this, I'm going to print it as like a tuples, and I'm going to sort it out, right? Since I'm going to print it as a tuples, even though if it is a tuples, what I'm doing is, so you will not be getting the elements same order, you can be getting the elements in different order. The reason is that you can see B comma A comma 10, C comma 22. Now I'm trying to sort it out. If I'm trying to sort it out in alphabetical order, I can see A, B, C. Next, multiple assignment with dictionaries. Till now, using for loop, we have assigned only one value, right? So for example, for I in range, what I'm trying to do now is I'm using for loop with 2 variables. I mean with 2 values. One is key, second one is value. For key comma value in list d comma item, that is dictionary, print value comma key. So whatever the dictionary that I have created is A is holding value 10, B is holding 1, C is holding 22. What I am now trying to do is I am trying to print key, I am trying to print value and then followed by key. So that output you can see value comma key. So 10A, 22C, 1B. So it is one way of using this in Python. And next, using composite key. So in the previous example you have seen key comma value, and now what I am trying to do is I am going to use multiple keys. I mean 2 keys. I am going to use 2 keys. Like for example, take the example like we are going, you know LA pages, right? So you have the I mean you have the people number and the names. So let me take a small example that what I am going to do is I am going to sort the things with respect to last name, first name, and then numbers. Assume that yellow pages directory is being created, so that is holding the last name, first name, and number. So what I am trying to do with now here is I will be using 2 keys. I mean that is a composite key, right? I am using 2 keys. One key, first key is last, second key is first, and the value is number, right? Earlier what I have done is for key comma value, that is what I have done is I am passed value and then key, but here I am passing only the key, not the value. So directory last comma first number, for last comma first in directory, it is looking into the directory with last name and first name, and it is returning the number, it is returning, and then you can see print first comma last comma directory, last first, it is returning, then it is returning the first name last name with its value. So it is how you can pass multiple things, right? How you can pass multiple keys to a list as a tuple, right? So tuples are like as a list. They have elements which are index starting at 0. You can see a simple example for this. This we have done already. Tuples are immutable. As I told you, tuples are immutable, right? So once your tuple is created, you can at the left hand side you can say x is equal to 987. So it is a list. So a list is being created, and the next time I'm trying to alter a value in the second position. So 7 is altered to 6. But whereas same when if it is created with like a tuple, like when if I do with a tuple, say z is equal to 5 4 3, it is a tuple. And if I try to alter the second position value 3, the result will be traced back. The result will be returning as an error, right? So this is how tuple list dictionary works in Python. And now let us see some sample example programs for this list tuples and dictionaries. Thank you. Okay, so as I told you that we shall be discussing about a few examples on list dictionaries, right, today. So here if you look into it, you can see it is a list called cheeses, so which is holding three values called cheddar, Edam, Gouda, right? So this is a list which is holding three values. Since it is of strings, or if it is a set of characters of a string, what I'm doing is I'm just passing with single quote. So as you know that Python supports, we can pass strings in Python either in single quote or double quote or triple quote. So it is up to you, either you can do in this manner or that manner. And second, I'm creating one more list called numbers, and I'm passing two values 17, 123. So just remember that a list will be always started with a square bracket, will be always represented with square bracket. So open square bracket and close square bracket and empty list. So I'm creating here an empty list. I'm printing this particular list. Okay, I'm trying to print all the three lists which I am created. In addition to this, if you see this like a number 17, 123, it is the list you have created. So as I told you, list can be get accessed with the elements based on its index position. So the position of element, the position of 123 is 1. So if I do numbers 1, I will be getting 5. So if I print numbers, it should print 17, 5, right? So let's see how it works. Okay, so here if you see this output, wait. If you see this output, you can see the list first which I have created cheddar, Edam, Gouda, and next I have created a list with the two numbers 17, 123, and next I have created a list with empty, so I am getting an empty list. So next what I have done is I have modified the element of this 17, 123. The first position I modified it as 5, so that I am getting 17, 5 as the result. So it is the first example for list, and let me get into second example, right? So as I told you, you can use a for loop in to print elements from a list. So what it is doing is for the same list which I have created earlier for cheese in cheeses. So I'm going to print the three elements as the result using for loop. So by using for loop, you can point out each and every element, every item in a list. That is an example for this. How to apply or how to iterate over things in a list, or how to use a loop in a list. Okay, and see, this is a next example where you can identify the difference between a list and a tuple. Okay, so as of now we are discussing about a tuple. So tuple is the same as like a list, but tuples are immutable, right? That's why we are talking about tuples are immutable. I can't modify a tuple which is created. See, what it is getting is input. Enter the numbers to be specified enter the numbers to be displayed as a list and a tuple. What I'm doing is I'm going to get an input, and I'm going to display in terms of list and tuple. I just want to split the given numbers with respect to comma. Okay, then what I'm doing is I'm passing an inbuilt function called tuple, so that li, so the element which is being a tuple, I'm getting it as list and tuple. Let me see. Okay, so it will ask you to enter the elements for a tuple. What I'm doing is 32, 34. I just passed two numbers 32, 3. As a result, you can see 32, 3. It is a list and it is a tuple. Like list can be represented with square bracket, tuples can be represented with parenthesis, and this you can even pass in more number of input values also. As an example, I have passed only 2 values. You can try with more values. Okay, and then using a plus operator and star operator in list. So as I told you, like using plus operator, a equal to 1 2 3, b equal to 4 5 6. If I combine these two things, I will be getting a result as 2 list, right? But here if I do this like a star operator using print 0 star 4, what it will do is it will print 0 4 times, right? It will print 0 4 times. Let's see, right? So it is showing 1 2 3 4 5 6. I have combined 2 lists. 1 2 3 first list with the second list, 4 5 6. So as a result I am getting this, and I have written 0 into 4, I mean 0 with 4 times. I am getting 0 4 times. So at the end you can see 1 2 3 printed thrice, right? I will get back to the program once. See, a equal to 1 2 3, b equal to 4 5 6, c is equal to a plus b. I am combining this particular list with this list. So this plus operator will be help you to print these two lists into a single list, and using star operator. So ab is equal to 0 star 4 and print ab. So print this, we will be getting this particular values. Okay, next let me get into the next example of list. So as I told you, like a list, we can modify the values in a list. So list is equal to having 3 values. I am trying to append a value, one more value to the list, and here I am going to extend it. I am going to print a new list. Okay, so you can see a b c d, and the next list you can see a b c d e. Next example. So as I told you, like in list you can use n number of multiple inbuilt functions, and here I have created a list name called nums, which is holding a set of numbers, and this list I am going to use an inbuilt function called len, length, which gives the length of a list, and second maximum, third minimum, fourth I am going to use sum, and fifth I am going to do sum by length. Okay, these are all inbuilt function. You not worry about it. See, you can see the value, like first is 6, it has a length, second maximum, third minimum, fourth sum, it is sum divided by length. If you want to make this to be get rounded off, you can make use of int, or you can make use of floor, or you can make use of ceil. Okay, so these are the few examples for list, and next let us have an example for dictionary, right? So here if you look into this, I have created a dictionary called my students. So it is a dictionary called my students, which is created using an inbuilt function called dict. Okay, so this is creating a dictionary. Once I have created a dictionary, I need to insert a key and value. To insert a key into a dictionary, what you should do is first dictionary name followed by square bracket. Within this you need to represent a key, and then you can pass the value. Okay, and next key is age, value is 10. See, like first value is of type string, I am just representing in quotes. Second is of integer, I am just representing it as a number. And third, my students department CSEB, similarly I am printing my students. Then what I am doing is I am trying to append an element into a dictionary. I am modifying the value into a dictionary. And last I am trying to delete only one key from a dictionary, and last I am trying to delete and complete dictionary. Okay, so once if you look into this, like delete my students, it is deleting the complete dictionary. After deleting this complete dictionary, you can see print my students. So what it is doing, I have deleted a student, I have deleted a dictionary my student, but after that I am printing my student. So this will be returning an error. Okay, so this should return an error. This should not print the dictionary. The reason is that I have deleted a dictionary, but after deleting it I am printing it. So once a dictionary is deleted, this will not be there in your system. So as a result, this should result as an error. So let me see, right? So you can look into it, like first I have created dictionary. So a dictionary will be always specified with curly braces open, curly braces close. Okay, so name, roll number, age, department, and next name. I've inserted name. Next what I have done is I have made year first year. I have inserted one more key value year first year, which is not there in the first output. and next I have modified the name to your name as new name, so that you can see new name. And next what I have done is I have removed an element, I have removed a value from my dictionary called age. So when you look into this, you can see name, roll number, department, right? Age will not be there. You can see name, roll number, department, but you can't see age. So name, roll number, department, age is deleted. And next it is showing trace back. The error is name error, my students is not defined. I mean it can't find a dictionary in the name of my student. Since I have removed my dictionary, so as a result I will not be getting this as a result. As a result I will not be getting my dictionary in the output. That is what my students. Okay, second program. See, like as I told you, like we are trying to print a frequency of set of words from a given line of text using dictionary, right? I have created an empty dictionary counts dict. Now I'm getting the line input. Next I'm splitting it, words equal to line dot split. Next I'm splitting it, and now I'm trying to start with the count. So as I told you, like we have an inbuilt method called get. So whenever it is encountering the word for the first time, it will be returning 0. Next time that will be encountered, that will be incremented by 1, and this will repeat. Let me check, right? So it is asking you're getting on screen. I will minimize it, like since that is the bottom of the screen is not shown. So enter the line of text. What I'm doing is hi, hello, how are you, welcome. Okay, hi, hello, how are you, welcome. If I run this, you can look like a welcome one time, are one time, hi one time, how one time, hello one time, you one time, right? So this is how this number of counts works with the dictionary, right? This is how number of counts works with the dictionary, right? So this is example programs for this dictionary and list. And I shown you one more example program for tuple, how the tuples works in Python, right? So how the tuple works in Python, on what we can do with the tuples in Python, that also we have done, right? Okay, now let us get into a small presentation on tuples.